Hi, this is Ravi Verma, and in this video, I'm going to start the third chapter of NCERT textbook of science for class 8th, and the title of the chapter is Synthetic Fibers and Plastics. So, dear students, first of all, let us talk about the fibers. You know that the cloths which we wear are made up of fabrics, and you also know that the fabrics are made up of fibers. We have studied this topic in class 6 also. Okay, so you know that fibers are of two types. One category of fibers is natural fibers and the others are artificial fibers. So the natural fibers are obtained from natural sources like plants and animals, and the artificial fibers are actually obtained from artificial sources, means they are actually man-made, means these fibers are made by man, by the efforts of human beings. But the natural fibers are obtained from natural sources like plants and animals. We can name a few natural fibers. For example, cotton, wool, silk, jute. These all are natural fibers. But there are a number of synthetic fibers also, like polyester and terylene, terracotta, right, and nylon, rayon. These all are man-made fibers. Okay, so let us discuss about what are synthetic fibers, because the title of the chapter is synthetic fibers and plastics. Before proceeding further, we can discuss this table number 3.1, which you can make a list of natural and artificial fibers, right? 1 2 3 4 5, and you can increase the length of this table. You can increase the number of rows in the table. So you have to make the table of names of articles and the types of fibers, natural or artificial fibers. Okay, so let's discuss what are synthetic fibers. Actually, synthetic fibers are also called man-made fibers, and these are the fibers which are not obtained from plants or animals, but they are produced by the efforts of human beings, and generally they are produced in factories. Okay, so let us understand what a synthetic fiber is. What are synthetic fibers? Dear students, look at this figure number 3.1. Here you can see that this is a necklace, and you can see this is made up of many repeating beads. So the similar beads are repeating and making a very long chain, making a very long chain. In the same way, this long chain is made up of large number of paper clips, and each paper clip is working as a unit. So we can say that a large number of similar units, a large number of small and similar units are making a long chain, a very long structure. So something similar arrangement is there in synthetic fibers also. Synthetic fibers are also made like a chain of small units joined together, and each such small unit is a chemical substance. So synthetic fibers are also chains of very large number of small chemical units. So such chains are called polymers. Such chains are called polymers. So a large number of small chemical units combined together by some chemical reactions, and such long chains are called polymers, and each small unit, which is a chemical substance, is called monomer. And the long chain like structure which is formed by the combination of monomers is called polymer. So one thing is clear, that synthetic fiber is a long chain of very large number of small units which are small chemical molecules and which are called monomers. So monomers join together to make a polymer. So dear students, the polymers are not only produced by human beings for producing synthetic fibers, but polymers are also found naturally. For example, cellulose. This is a polymer of glucose molecules. A large number of glucose molecules combined together, or glucose units combined together, and make a very long chain. This long chain is cellulose. And you might have listened this word cellulose, that the cellulose makes cell wall of plant cells. And this is a plant material. This is a plant material. Okay. Similarly, you must have listened starch. Starch is also a polymer of glucose. Okay. Now let's discuss about the types of synthetic fibers. So one thing is clear, that synthetic fibers are not obtained from any plant or animal, but they are produced chemically. By the help of some chemical reactions, they are produced chemically in factories. That's why they are called man-made fibers or artificial fibers. So first type of artificial or synthetic fiber is rayon. So we are going to discuss about rayon. Dear students, you know that silk fiber was discovered by China, and it was kept as a secret for a very long time because silk was a very precious type of fiber. The fiber obtained the fabrics obtained from the silk fiber were very costly, but its beautiful texture fascinated everyone. So the silk fiber was a very costly fiber, and its texture was very good. So that's why the fabrics made up of silk are very good in texture and shine. So many scientists attempted to produce a fiber chemically similar to silk, and finally at the end of the 19th century, the scientists became successful to produce a, a fiber which was similar to the silk, and this was made by the chemical treatment of wood pulp, and such a fiber was called artificial silk or rayon. So what we can say, what is rayon? Rayon is just a copy of silk, or we can say a artificially produced fiber which resembles silk. So that's why it is called artificial silk. And how it was produced? It was produced by the chemical treatment of wood pulp. So here you see, dear students, that the raw material which we are using to produce rayon is a natural substance, that is wood pulp, but yet it is produced by human being. That's why it is called man-made fiber. So we can say it is not fully synthetic fiber, but yet it is a man-made fiber. Okay, so rayon is a man-made fiber, but it is not fully synthetic fiber, we can say. Okay, so this whole was what is rayon and how it was discovered. Okay, here you start. It is cheaper than silk. First important point regarding rayon, when we compare it to the silk, it is cheaper than silk, but can be woven like silk fibers, and it can also be dyed in wide variety of colors. Okay, so it is easy to color rayon fibers, and rayon is mixed with cotton to make bed sheets and mixed with wool to make carpets. These two are the uses. These two are the important uses of rayon. What are the uses? Means when we want to make the bed sheets, then we mix rayon with cotton. But when we want to make the carpets, we mix the rayon with wool. Okay, so here you can see in this figure, this is a carpet which is made by rayon plus wool, and these are some bed sheets which are made by rayon plus cotton. Okay, now let's discuss about nylon. So dear students, nylon is the first fully synthetic fiber. So we can say it was first fully synthetic fiber. Why? Because the raw material from which nylon was produced uh, were not the natural means were not obtained from plants and animals. For example, the nylon was produced by coal, water and air, means by some chemical process involving coal, water and air. So the raw material used for production of nylon were coal, water and air. So first of all it was prepared in 1931. Okay, next, here we have discussed about the discovery of nylon and how it is produced. Now in this paragraph you will see that some properties of nylon are written. For example, nylon is a very strong fiber, it is elastic and it is very lightweight also. It is lustrous, means it has a particular shine, and it is very easy to wash. So what are the important features? It is strong, it is elastic, it is light, it is lustrous, it is easy to wash. So every good characteristic is there in nylon. Okay, now we use what are the uses of nylon? Then it is used for making socks, ropes, tents, toothbrushes, car seat belts, sleeping bags, curtains. Okay, so here you see that all the strong things are produced by nylon. And not only this, nylon is also used to produce the parachutes and the ropes for hill climbing. Okay, so that means nylon is a very strong type of fiber. Okay, so how can you check the strength of a fiber? By the activity number 3.1. If you want to check which fiber is more strong, you can perform this activity. So how you can do it? For example, you can take a stand like this and you can tie a thread of around 60 centimeters to the stand, and at the free end of the thread you can tie up the weight. All right, means, or you can tie up some pan. Okay, at the bottom here you can tie a pan here, and then you can put the weights here. Okay, you increase the weights one by one, and till the fiber is broken down. Okay, and the pan falls down because of breaking of the fiber. So you can take, first you can take cotton, then you can take wool fiber, and then you can take silk, then nylon, then polyester. So in such a way you have to take fibers of similar length, right, same length and almost same thickness. So when you will take the fibers of same length and same thickness and try at what, up to what weight they can wear, from this weight you can find out what is the strength of the fiber. Okay, now let's understand about polyester and acrylic. First of all, dear students, polyester is a category of fiber, we can say. Why? Because there are at least two important examples of polyesters: terylene and the PET. All right. Okay, so what is polyester? Actually, polyester is a fully synthetic man-made fiber. And what are the properties? The properties is that the fabrics made up of polyesters do not wrinkle easily, and they remain crisp and easy to wash. So that's why it is very much suitable for making dress materials. You must have seen that the people are wearing some shirts and dresses of polyester. Okay, So terylene is one of the examples of polyester. Here you can see that terylene is a popular polyester, and it can be drawn into very fine fibers that can be woven like any other yarn. Okay, now what is PET? PET is type of means polyester, and the full form is polyethylene tetraphthalate, and it is very familiar form of polyester, and it is used for making bottles. You can see bottles, utensils, films, wires, and many other useful products. Generally we use water bottles which are made up of polyester. We use bottles, we use jars of PET, that is polyethylene tetraphthalate. So you can make a list of many items which are made up of polyester. Okay, so terylene and PET, these are the two very important examples of polyester. Now what is chemically, what is a polyester? Polyester is a term combined by two words, that is poly plus ester. That means many esters. Okay, so it is a polymer of ester chemicals. Esters are a type of chemicals, right, which give fruit like smells. So when many ester molecules combine together in a long chain, it makes a polyester. Okay, so what is important, that esters are chemicals that give fruit like smell. Okay, so dear students, polyester can be combined with some other type of fibers, and to produce some different type of fabrics. For example, in the market when you purchase fabric, the shopkeepers will tell you that this is polycot, this is polywool, this is terrycot. From the names of these fabrics, you can find out that polycot is made up of polyester plus cotton. So when the fabric is made by combining two fabrics, two fibers, one fiber will be polyester and the other fiber will be cotton. In the same way, polywool, this is a fabric made up of two different fibers, one will be polyester and the other will be wool. In the same way, terrycot means a mixture of terylene and cotton. Okay, now let's discuss about what is acrylic. So dear students, during winters we wear a large number of sweaters and shawls. They all are not made up of real wool or natural wool. Actually, they are made up of artificial wool, which is called acrylic, which is actually acrylic, and acrylic is called artificial wool. Means you will be wearing a sweater which may be resembling that it is made up of wool, but that is not actually wool, that is artificial wool. So that artificial wool is acrylic. So what is the property, what is the good thing in acrylic? The good thing is that as compared to wool, it is less expensive, means it is a little bit cheaper as compared to wool. And wool is cannot be colored very brightly and very vividly, but acrylic can be given a large number of colors, and it has a little bit more shine, and it is a little bit more durable as compared to real wool. Okay, so they are easily available in the variety of colors. Now for every synthetic fabric, or we can say synthetic fiber, we can say that it is more durable and it is affordable, which makes them more popular than natural fibers. Okay, now one important thing that you need to note here, that all the synthetic fibers are made by some chemical processes, and in these chemical processes the raw material which is used is petrochemicals. Okay, So synthetic fibers are made from the raw materials or the substances which are called petrochemicals. Why they are called petrochemicals? Because these chemicals from which synthetic fibers are produced, these chemicals, petrochemicals, are produced from petroleum. They are of petroleum origin. You have studied about means somewhere about petroleum or crude oil. Okay, we'll be studying about petroleum further in our chapters. Okay, so petrochemicals, so the synthetic fibers are produced by petrochemicals, and the petrochemicals are of petroleum origin. Okay, now let's discuss about the characteristics of synthetic fibers. What are the important characteristics? First is they dry up quickly and they are durable. They are less expensive. They are readily available and they are easy to maintain. Easy to maintain. Okay, so these are the important properties of synthetic fibers. We can we can perform this activity in which we will take two containers and we will take equal amount of water in them. Okay, suppose we have taken 200 ml water, 200 ml, or we take 500 ml water, and we will take similar pieces of similar and equal sized pieces of two different fabrics. Suppose one piece we take of cotton and the other was terylene, okay, or terracotta. So when we will dip them into the water and after 5 minutes we will remove them, we will see that the amount of water has decreased. The amount of water has decreased. If we measure the volume of remaining water, we will find that cotton had absorbed more water, but terracotta or terylene had absorbed less amount of water. So from this activity we will come to know that synthetic fibers absorb less water, but natural fibers like cotton absorbs more water. And when you will spread them in sunlight for drying up, you will see that cotton dries up later, but a synthetic fiber or synthetic fabric, the fabric made up of synthetic fiber, dries slowly. It takes more time. So what is the property of synthetic fiber? You come to know that synthetic fibers absorb less water, but they dry quickly. They dry quickly. So dear students, this is one property of synthetic fibers. Okay, and one more thing you can say about synthetic fibers, that they catch fire easily. Means they catch fire very fastly. Okay, and they while they burn, they actually, when they are heated, they melt very fastly. And this is why that the synthetic fibers should not be wear while working in a kitchen, or during Deepavali, or if you are working in a laboratory, because when they burn, they melt and they stick to the body of the person who is wearing them, and then they become very disastrous. So dear students, this is all about this video. In the next video we are going to discuss about the plastics. Okay, so you just watch this video and prepare the notes from your NCERT textbook in your copies. Thank you for watching this video.